quantum computing, what a quantum computer works upon, they process in a quantum bit can be in the state of 0 and 1 at the same time. It's not like
Okay.
it's in one of the states, it's in both the states at the same time. So that quantum processors won't be able to crack those encryptions. So this encryption, for example, RSA, is quite crackable by a quantum computer because
Okay.
they use superposition. So they are able to easily factorize those numbers, those big numbers.
Okay.
So this is one of those applications where quantum computing is better than classical computers. In classical computers, it's very
So
difficult. Even supercomputers cannot do the
yeah.
factorization.
So is there a way in which quantum computing can make security better? So now what you told me is like you have an RSA like a key.
Hmm.
Quantum computing can break that key. It can
Yes.
break that. How can it make a key? Can it make things safer?
Yeah. So that's why it's a diverse field. Quantum computing is a diverse field. Even if you're not using a quantum computer, you have to take that in mind that in future we are going to have a quantum computer which can break this.
Mhm.
So cryptography has to modify itself. Like
Okay.
cryptography has to think, like we are so used to using these encryptions that we have forgotten that it is possible to break them,
Yep.
that large numbers can be calculated in parallel.
Mhm.
We have forgotten about that. So there are there are algorithms which create keys which are resilient to
Mhm.
quantum attacks. There are like it is possible right now to make such encryptions which cannot be broken by quantum computers.
Okay.
And further research is also going on to
Okay.
secure the current infrastructure of uh,
I have heard some skepticism around quantum computing. Why is there some skepticism around it? Why? What's the reason for that skepticism?
there's this term called quantum supremacy. If
Okay.
a quantum computer is able to perform better in a task designed for a classical computer or a normal task, if a quantum computer is able to perform better than a classical computer in any task, then that's called quantum supremacy. That
Okay.
shows that a quantum computer is beneficial. That
Okay.
shows that a quantum computer can someday be better than a classical computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's called quantum supremacy. So there haven't been, all of this which I've told are all algorithms and hypotheses.
Mm-hmm.
And in many cases, the result in a real world scenario has not been that successful. The results in these scenarios have not been successful. There are
Okay.
several reasons behind that, and
Mm-hmm.
people are working in that department.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those departments, so for example, right now we talked about the software part. I
Yeah.
personally am interested in the software part, but there's
Mm-hmm.
a huge market for hardware part as well.
Okay.
uh, so for hardware, there's when you apply these concepts, uh, when you do the calculations and implement the algorithms design in
Mm-hmm.
design for quantum computers, there's a lot of noise because they're very
Okay.
delicate systems. The quantum computers are
Okay.
very delicate systems.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a lot of noise when you try to get the output of of your operations, of your
Okay.
calculations. You try to get the output of that, then there's a lot of noise in that
Mm-hmm.
output, which skews the results. So we are
Okay.
currently working on like the researchers are currently working on reducing that output, reducing the noise in those things,
Mhm.
and simulating that noise as well, because not everyone can have access to a quantum computer.
Right.
So it's also good to simulate that whole thing. It's always better to simulate a quantum computer in order to, if you'll be able to test it on your basic, on your laptop, if you can
Okay.
simulate a quantum computer. So this is the thing, we are using quantum computers to understand quantum computers, improve the quantum computers, because only a
Okay.
quantum computer can simulate a quantum computer. Yeah,
Okay.
not classical
Yeah.
bits, not classical computer. So I'll tell you an example. So for example,
Okay.
we took the addition thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? You will need four states. When you added those two numbers in a classical
Mm-hmm.
computer, you'll have four different results, right? You
Okay.
needed four
Mm-hmm.
operations to get the four results, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did four operations,
Yes.
but a quantum computer does it in one, right?
Just one. Yeah.
Yeah. In order to simulate a quantum computer from a classical computer, you'll still need four operations. You just won't show that you needed four operations, right?
Okay.
You will
Yeah.
still have to take every possibility of a single bit being zero
Yeah.
or one.
Yeah.
You'll still have to take that. And this is how simulation of a quantum computer is done. But when you, so we only took we only took two bits, right? When
Yeah.
you increase the amount of bits and you have to process that much, it increases exponentially. That's why it
Right.
is very difficult to simulate quantum computers on classical computers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
simulation, there's a field working in simulation. People are working in simulating quantum computers. People are working in uh, cryptographic encryptions.
Mm-hmm.
People are working in designing the algorithms so that we can extract the power of quantum computing to the
Mm-hmm.
fullest. So there's a lot of things going on at the same time. Yeah, as you asked, skepticism is
Yeah.
because there aren't very successful results being shown right now. So
Okay.
that's where the skepticism is, and that's why people are very skeptical about things. And
Understood.
it's not very popularized. It's not very uh, it's in the research community. People know
Mm-hmm.
what work has been done, but if you're not able to do that in the real world scenario,
Mm-hmm.
then no one wants to understand what's happening and
Yeah.
why we are not able to achieve the things,
Yep.
um, any tangible uh, any tangible upgrades. We are not able to achieve those things. So that's where the skepticism is.